Explanation of the Diplomat Season 3 finale. Season 3 of The Diplomat is here, and unlike many contemporary television series, it returned to our screens in less than a year. I couldn't help but think that this season might be the best one yet as I watched it. From a relationship perspective, it focuses a lot on internal politics, and the final episode ends with the death of the president, which is an even bigger cliffhanger than in the previous season. War appears to be on the horizon right now. Therefore, let's examine the conclusion of Season 3 and decipher everything we can learn from it. The Diplomat Season 3's conclusion is explained here. The meaning of the end. The feeling that Kate has been living in Hal's shadow served as a major central theme throughout this season's conclusion. She found herself reliving the past, almost as if she were back in Baghdad when they first started dating, after she had established her own identity. We saw in the flashback that she followed Hal to Vienna after they got engaged without thinking about it. In the current timeline, Kate was hoping to be offered the vice president position. However, Hal got it, leaving her as the second lady. She did, however, keep her ambassadorship because she did not want to give up her responsibilities. It was hard to keep those roles in balance. Even in professional settings, she would talk about Hal from a personal rather than a political perspective, which hurt her credibility when she was advising the president. Her emotions frequently got the better of her. The strained relationship between the United Kingdom and the United States was also the subject of this season. It was discovered, thanks to information from a Chechen colonel named Andrei, that Margaret Royland and the Americans were involved in the planning of the attack on the HMS Courageous. Grace decided that rather than admitting her role, it would be best to place the blame on President Rayburn, who had passed away. Royland would shoulder the blame in exchange for the United States of America saving the UK economy. However, Prime Minister Trowbridge acted against her and publicly attributed the incident to Rayburn, thereby enhancing the nation's lack of trust. Things got worse when the Poseidon, a Russian submarine with a nuclear weapon, was found 12 miles under the water off the northeast coast of the UK. The United Kingdom lacked the resources to recover it. The United States offered assistance in an effort to restore relations, particularly after the United Kingdom approached China for assistance, which could have put the weapon in Chinese hands. Grace Penn lacked Trowbridge's trust, and even after she sent a sub to take pictures that showed the weapon was there, he was still skeptical. Hal's actions represented a personal betrayal. Kate had realized throughout the season that she was just switching between Austin and Callum, her husband, and after he helped her at the meeting, she thought she really wanted to be with him, not just for show. She felt manipulated and deceived, however, when Hal used Kate as a pawn in his larger plan, which was the same one he had proposed to the president. While Hal's heroic act was actually for Grace, the very person who didn't want him to be vice president, Kate believed she had matured. This was reminiscent of the beginning of the season, when Kate was turned down for vice president and her voice was ignored, indicating that she was once more pursuing Hal's career rather than establishing her own. She mirrored Grace's husband Todd, who felt inferior to his wife, the United States President. Hal, who was still the one that everyone wanted to meet, would surpass Kate in every way.